with lions, and all of a sudden, we saw some vultures drop.
I don't know how to sugarcoat this, Robbie, so I'll just say it. It seems clear that the Democratic Party is over.
And this is quite a disturbing scene, and not something you see too often. We've got a hyena feeding on a hyena.
I saw the writing on the wall and left after the Obama years. He was probably the best the party had to offer, and he revealed himself to be a truly disappointing character. You could drive a Bronco through the gap between his campaign promises and reality. And 14 years after he promised hope and change, we still have no campaign finance reform, Roe isn't codified. And instead of using his incredible political gifts to advance the interests of the communities he was supposed to represent, he's now angling to buy a basketball team.
We're here to observe, not to interfere.
Midterms haven't even happened yet, and the Democratic Party gatekeepers, whose purpose is to run cover for the complete and total political malfeasance of liberals, are already in excuse-making mode. Their diagnosis of why DEMS are flailing? Same as always. Somehow, it's progressives' fault. The blame, however, lies squarely at Biden's feet. For one, he's done next to nothing about inflation, punting action to the Fed, which acts independently and whose only plan is to purposefully cause a recession by raising interest rates.
So we were watching lions probably about a kilometer from here, and we suddenly saw the vultures start dropping.
The populist left is such a non-entity that it couldn't go 24 hours without bending the knee to liberal know-nothings, withdrawing a letter, the most milquetoast critique of Biden's policy toward Russia-Ukraine. The letter didn't ask to withdraw aid at all. It merely asked, Oliver Twist style, please, may I have some peace? And progressives still couldn't stick the landing. But despite all of that, libs are gearing up to blame powerless progressives for what they anticipate will be a disastrous midterm result. Here's Chuck Todd this week on MSNBC.
If Democrats come up short in some of these places, I think there's going to be a lot of finger pointing. Progressives are going to take some heat for forcing some certain nominees in certain states that may have been less electable than other nominees could have been, the defund the police movement, all of this.
I'm sorry, which precarious Democratic candidate said they wanted to defund the police? Was it Fetterman, the guy who famously chased down a black man vigilante style at gunpoint because he thought he'd committed a crime?
And I know this might be quite disturbing, but this is a predator's life. It's eat or be eaten.
Or Stacey Abrams, who after, flirting with actual progressivism for about half a second, has run hard on fund the police harder, even though it's probably costing her black male votes in Georgia.
We're here to observe, not to interfere.
She used to call Dems out. It was why we loved her. But if this is the best the Democrats have to offer, I have to think that there's no hope. Look, I'm not optimistic, but I hope to God that the Forward Party, the Green Party, or even libertarians can get their act together and figure out how to mount a real challenge to the two-party duopoly, because things are looking bleak. We're in a world where the right offers up a fake social conservative who's been alleged to pay for multiple abortions while he's simultaneously playing the choir boy. And the liberals are offering up a fracking-loving vigilante who likes to citizens arrest black men in his spare time. And neither of them, for very different reasons that engender very different levels of empathy, can really articulate their platform, much less inspire the kind of political revolution this country needs. We are on a precipice, and I, for one, am scared.
Join us on Safari Live. Subscribe here, and then when you see the bell, click on it, and it'll let you know when we're going to bring you